This is Russ. Yeah, I'm back out on the road again. We're gonna take a left here. And the guy's gonna let me go, so I'm gonna go. Yeah, I tell you, cars always let you go. If they see you, they usually let you go. What are we riding today? We're riding the red bike. What's the red bike? It's the U3 Stellar Falcon mid-step model. Yeah, I've got my headlights on. Well, headlights, tail lights. Got a different helmet on too. How do you like that? Ooh, not wearing his typical helmet. Yeah, I have the Unit 1 Aura helmet on. Yeah, if you've never seen that one before, I'll see if I can remember to put a link so you can see that. Maybe at the end of the video, I'll put a link to the review of this one. Interestingly, even though I haven't worn this helmet much since the original review of the helmet, many of you have actually bought the helmet still. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. And just using my link, and you get some discount on it. And of course, it helps support the channel as well. I usually wear my XWing, as you know, but I guess I hadn't charged it up for a while. And so I turned on the light, and yeah, it didn't hold the charge because I probably ridden, I don't know how many times with it. 6, 7, 8 times out without charging it. So I figured, okay, should have charged that thing up. So what time is it right now? 6:56 p.m. So we're doing a evening ride again. I figure I'd take the Stellar Falcon because I've done the Stellar Falcon before in the past in a night ride where it was like pitch black. Yeah, I mean, it was really dark. The very first time I did it was, I think it was maybe on the City Robin X or X Plus I did it. And I remember that the headlights on this Stellar Falcon and City Robin series are basically the same headlight. It's this one here. It's super bright. I have the front basket on too, so that usually kind of blocks a little bit of the downward path of the light. I mean, if I were to angle down, you'd probably see it at this point, right? You guys see that? So I figure I'd take this one out, and then I have the rear tail light on as well, of course, and that's pretty bright too. So I figure between the headlight, the tail light, the blinking Unit 1 Aura helmet, I should be pretty good. I've also got, of course, my my yellow vest on, which of course has reflectors on it too. Yeah, okay, what else do you got on? Okay, I have my U3 gloves on. I got shorts on right now. It's about 72, 73 degrees out. So it's a little chillier because the wind blows up against you, but that's okay. So yeah, I figured let's ride around for a little bit. You know, we're not gonna go far, just ride the neighborhoods. That's the safest thing for me to ride on right now because there's very few cars on here. It's just like kind of like when I ride during the daytime, you know, most of the cars are out at work with the people. And so evening rides like this, a lot of people are home already. They're not out as much. You go on the larger streets, then you, of course, have potential issues. So the U3 does pretty well for the evening rides, I think. It's easy to deal with. Yep, 6:58. Now you might be wondering, well, Russ, how come you didn't turn around the cell phone? You know, I've been riding a lot with the cell phone reverse. That's because I have the case that I got from U3 that mounts directly onto their handlebar stem, right? I'm gonna go here. The guy sees me, so I waved a little bit to him so he knows I'm going. And so, so it faces forward. Now, I could have just forgotten and flipped it around if I wanted to, I guess, but not really, because, you know, the back of an iPhone, the camera kind of sticks out, you know, and there's a cutout for that on this case. So I said, oh, well, So I'll just kind of keep an eye on it. It's no big deal if certain notifications pop up, right? Let's see what notifications are there. Ring notification. Well, we know a lot of people have ring notifications. We'll clear that. And then, of course, my YouTube notifications. People are leaving comments. That's okay. As long as it's not a personal message to me, I could just leave it on there. Otherwise, I got to blur it out. And that's kind of a headache to deal with all the time. So now, I mean, if you're not making YouTube videos, it doesn't really much matter to you, right? But since I am, it kind of matters to me. I have to kind of deal with that then. Let's pedal a little bit here. So on the Stellar Falcon, I've got both baskets on. I've got the front basket, I've got the rear basket on. I've got the liners in the basket. I've got the stem bag on here as well. Let's angle this thing down a little bit here. I got the stem bag on here as well. I don't have anything in there right now because I have my cell phone sitting up here. Let's turn here. But I wanted to take, you might see on the stop sign, you see the thing blinking? That's from my helmet, okay? Let's stop here. Make sure that these guys go through when they're supposed to go through. I'll go through when I'm supposed to go through. So what I do a lot of times, as you know, I will throttle to get through the intersections because it can take off faster than I can pedal it, all right? So I'm currently on tour mode. And that's giving us about 17 miles an hour or something like that. I'm on gear 7 on my Shimano shifter. Shimano Altus. Derailleur. Yeah, so everything is lit up, like says speed limit 25. That's being lit up by my helmet because I'm kind of tall, right? See it blinking? That's from my helmet. My helmet has blinking in the front and blinking in the back right now. The lights on this helmet is pretty bright, so it's pretty noticeable. So probably a good choice to take it out for the evening. This helmet, of course, is also rated to 28 miles per hour, so it's not an inexpensive helmet, I'll tell you that right now, all right? Costs more than the X-Needle, but if you want the styling and all the advanced features, and you have other options. There's options to Bluetooth, a turn signal on it and everything. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can do. The visor is, something you can clip on, clip off. It's magnetically mounted. All right, I want to talk a little bit too about something that kind of sadly happened just last night in our general area, okay? And several of you guys have sent me messages about it to find out if I heard about it, and after the first one was sent, then of course I found the information about it. Yeah, there was a 16-year-old boy who was riding an e-bike, and he was going about 30 to 40 miles per hour according to the police report. And yeah, he blasted through a stop sign at 30 to 40 miles an hour. He did not have a helmet on, and he slammed into the side of a F-150 Ford pickup truck. So he sustained some serious injuries, and a couple hours later he was pronounced dead at the hospital. So I was thinking about that all day. I was thinking, well, I feel bad for him and his family and his friends, but I also was thinking too about the future of what's going to happen in this general area. When something like this occurs, then of course all the people talking about regulations will start coming out again. They're going to be talking about this, and they're in our general area. The boy lived in Mount Prospect, Illinois, which is only a couple towns over from me, and he got in a crash in Arlington Heights, which is like the next town over from me. So it's not going to look good for us here for the e-bikes. So I was thinking about my own situation. As you know, many times I do go past stop signs, but the difference is that I don't go blasting through the stop signs. I usually will slow down and look, and if there's nobody there, then I will go through the stop sign. I don't think this boy may have even recognized that there was a car there, because if he was doing 30 to 40 miles an hour going past the stop sign, that is a lot faster than I do it at. I think typically I will do, before we started this whole talk about stop signs again, I would probably do 10 to 15 miles an hour through a stop sign if I've already slowed down and looked a little bit. Now I'm trying my best to stay between 6 to 10 miles an hour when I go through a stop sign. I mean, I do slow down, I look, and if there's nobody there, I go, okay? I don't know if he did that. I mean, it really sounds like he just went straight through it. Maybe he didn't see the stop sign, I don't know. But going 30 to 40 miles an hour on that street that he was on was not realistic for e-bikes to try to do. That's just way too fast for conditions as well. So that's the type of stop sign slowdown I would typically do. I just kind of slow down and look. Yeah. So apparently this occurred at about 7:30 at night. So maybe he was heading home, I don't know. Maybe he didn't see it. 7:30 is getting kind of dark. It's 7:05 now, and I can already see that it's dark enough that you have to have your headlights and stuff on. I know there are kids who ride their non-e-bikes around here without any headlights. It's not a smart thing to do. I know even when I was in high school, when I was just riding my regular bikes back then, I used to like riding at night. Yeah, I had a headlight on my bike. Didn't have any tail lights. we were kind of stupid back in those days. We didn't. But I had a battery powered headlight. Problem with that, of course, is the battery starts dying down. I think they were D-sized batteries too. I mean, that's expensive batteries, man. The power intensity of that light starts getting kind of dim, And of course, you never really want to waste your battery, so you don't even turn it on until you almost absolutely have to. So, yeah, we were kind of dumb back in those days. Kids will do things and. Yeah, I was one of them just like the rest of them, but at least I knew enough that you should probably have a headlight, right? But I've noticed a number of kids who will ride their scooters, they'll ride their standard non-electrical bikes without any type of headlight. So I don't know what this kid had and the like, but 30 to 40 miles an hour is the main thing that we're talking about here. Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll slow down here. What does this thing think? Now this thing doesn't react really what you say, what it really is, because I know I slowed down faster. They don't slow down the display screens. Let me angle down. Can you see that? The display screens don't slow down like they speed up, okay? It'll catch a fast up rise, but then it takes a while for it to drop down. So even though you might see a certain speed for the slowdown from me, it's probably slower than what the thing actually says. Yeah. Let's turn here. Let's see what's on this side of the road. Take a left. So you see it's already starting to get a little bit darker now. We'll ride into the 7:30 time at least. I want to see how dark is it actually out here at 7:30. I mean, like I said, this only happened yesterday. So 7:30 here would pretty much be 7:30 at Arlington Heights as well. But here it's already, what is it? It's not even 10 after 7. And it's dark enough that now you're actually noticing my front headlight, right? Now I just did an evening ride recently, which I think actually will be released tomorrow. Today I'm riding, it's a Tuesday evening. I think you're gonna see this on a Wednesday. So I don't know when I'll release this video, maybe Friday, maybe, something like that. Okay, so it'll be like 2 evening rides in a row. Well, we'll skip a day, Usually what I try to do is I try to put a More from Russ video in between the Russ's Ride videos. At times I will have both videos running too. Sometimes I have More from Russ running at the same day as Russ's Right. Depends on how many videos I have made. If I have a lot of them made, I don't like to be too far ahead of you guys, but sometimes I am even up to a week ahead of you. But these won't be that far ahead. I don't have that many videos left that are in reserve. So yeah, today's Tuesday. Yeah, I might release this one on Friday. If not Friday, it'll be Thursday. We'll see. Yeah, but I just wanted to come back out. I wanted to check out what is the conditions at 7:30 at night around here. But already I can see it's going to be pretty dark already. All right, I want to take a left, but this car is taking its time getting there. Russ, you didn't put your arm out. It didn't matter. He was already past me. There's nobody behind me. Yeah, I don't think I've ever come down on this side, on this block before. Yeah, you see some new stuff. You still hear the cicadas, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm not going to go real fast. Not in the evening, no way. Yeah, what do you guys think about these evening rides? You like these evening rides? Now, here's an interesting thing. I did a video on the More from Russ channel where we talked about how the DJI Action 5 Pro camera was handling things in the low light situations. Yeah, I did an evening car ride heading back from church, actually, late at night, and turned the camera on the inside just to see how that looked. And of course, predictions were Russ is going to do an evening ride. Now, how did you guys guess that? How did you guess that? Well, in that case, it was inside the darkness of a car. This we're outside in the elements outside. No, the DJI does pretty good. There's a low light function on this camera as well. I don't have that on right now. Right now I have the standard mode on, but there is a night mode on here too, which will brighten up the scene outside. I didn't really want to do that for this evening ride. I wanted to see what it looks like in the lower light. We may do that at the end of the video. We'll see. If I remember to do it, I'll do it. I'll kick it in, then we can see what the difference is with and without that evening thing. And now, another reason I'm doing it too is out of curiosity, you know, just to see low light ability outside as we're riding in the evening. And I know too that a number of my YouTube viewers have been expressing interest in recording their own rides and been asking me about cameras, and so I said, yeah, I think the least expensive quality one that you can do and still come up with a quality thing would be the DJI Action 5 Pro with some type of microphone. You can use like their Mic Mini. I think Mic Mini is like $50 or something. Then you Bluetooth it to the camera, so it's the easiest way to do it. And I don't know what these cameras are, about $350, something like that. So you're talking about $400 to do it. Now other people have tried to use their iPhones, but then, you know, it's a hassle. I mean, I guess you could mount it to your bike somehow, but then everything looks bouncy. Usually, if you have it chest mounted, it's actually better. And if you angle it right, you can see the handlebars and stuff. So people kind of know that you're on a bike. You know, I think the worst thing you can do is do a bike ride and don't show the handlebars. And all you see is just forward view of everything. That doesn't mean anything to anybody. So, I've been doing these videos now for, was it at least four and something years for e-bike videos. And I started this channel about 6 years or so ago. Something like that, I think. Yeah, we were doing knee replacement videos before that. Remember that? From my knee issues. And then it just kind of evolved into an e-bike channel. Bought the e-bike to help my my bad knees. For those who don't know, most people know at this point, but in case you don't, I bought it to help rehab my knee. Because it took me 2 years to get over the knee replacement. I had really big difficulties bending my knee, straightening my knee, all sorts of stuff. So the e-bike was really a good thing to help me out. And there was a point, even 2 years after the knee replacement, I couldn't even do one rotation on a stationary bike. Think about that. Yep, that's how bad it was. It's okay now. But yeah, there was a point where I thought I was never going to be able to walk again, or at least not walk properly, that is. So yeah, let's take a left over here. What was that? Text message, it said, from somebody. Yeah, this is the new operating system on my phone. iOS, what do they call it? 26 or something? Yeah, I just downloaded it, so I don't know all the advanced features of the new operating system. What time is it? Wow, it's only 7:17, something like that. But it hasn't even hit the 7:30 time period. I think he got in the accident around 7:30, 7:35, something like that. We'll keep going until that time. I just want to see how dark is it actually by that time. All right, what's in the middle of the road here? It looks like a cat. Yeah, that's a cat. You guys see the cat? I'm going, what is that? The thing is, sometimes there are animals that come out in this general area. They've had reports of coyotes and the like, but that's too small to be a coyote. I haven't heard too much reports about that in a while. But yeah, we have them out here. Here's the thing I noticed too, and I mentioned this on my last night ride, is yeah, I can feel bugs hitting me in the face. Yeah, there's more bugs at night. That's not fun. That's not fun at all. Okay, let's see. Let's take a left here. The school building here. Yeah, I don't know this area that well. I mean, I know I've passed it before in the past. That's all I know. I remember right by that school building. I was riding my very first e-bike was the Rad Rover 5. You know, it's a big black bike, right? I had my yellow vest on, I had black shirt on, black pants on, gloves, had a black helmet on. Yeah, the lady thought I was a police officer. I've been mistaken a number of times for being a cop while on my bike. I remember at Bussy Woods, a guy says, "Oh, I'm glad to see that somebody patrols this bike path." Well, that wasn't me. I don't patrol it. I was just riding it. Not worth correcting him. $7:20. It's getting darker. We're still using the original DJI setup. I didn't change the thing to the super night. I think it's called super night mode. It's still on regular mode. The basic difference is this: when you switch over, I think you have less grain, so it's less grainy in nighttime. You know, because your ISO, it is called ISO, by the way. I used to teach photography, okay? It's not ISO. Everyone calls it ISO, but it isn't. It's actually a pronounced word, ISO. You can look it up in one of these days. Even the photography guys call it ISO, because everyone else does, right? So, but if you look it up, it is actually a pronounced word. I think the only guy who actually says ISO is Tony Northrup. Look up Tony Northrup. Tony and Chelsea Northrup, I think. Their photography channel, they pronounce it properly. They don't have a very high ISO setup. The higher you have your ISO, your noise patterns start to look really bad. Or, you know, you get more light in because of that. It's like the sensitivity. It's almost like your film sensitivities back in the days of film. The higher sensitivity of your film, so you used to call it film speed. They give you a photography lesson now. You can shoot in lower light, okay, because the film is more sensitive, but it's a grainier shot because the film is actually grainier. Same thing happens in digital. As your ISO is increased, you get more sensitivity to the image sensor, but you get more noise along with it. It looks a little grainy, and that's your photography lesson for the day. People have asked me, why don't you teach photography on YouTube? No, I've taught enough photography over my time. I used to own a photography school for 8 years, and I've taught over 12,000 students through there. So yeah, I think I'm done teaching photography. I'll throw a few tidbits here and there for you guys, but no, I'm not gonna start a photography channel. Many people today don't even bother with their cameras. They use their cell phones. So the interest level has dropped dramatically. I remember Costco used to sell the DSLR cameras. It was a real big thing, and then, you know, it just kind of died out. So, but I was teaching during the heyday of DSLR cameras, so a lot of people came, of course. I've always wondered, do those people still remember all the things I taught them over that time? So, 722. Here, I'll show it to you here. 722. I don't know if you can see that far down. I don't know if my angle is low enough. Actually, that car was coming out. Now, if I didn't have a light on, I bet you he wouldn't have saw me. He would have ran me over coming out of his driveway. Yeah, you got to have your lights on. I've got every light on. I've got helmet lights on. I've got headlights on the bike. Yeah, you got to have it all on. It's kind of fun riding at night, but it's also a little dangerous too. Don't know what you're going to run into. So yeah, the U-Free Stellar Falcon. Yeah, I've been riding this bike a lot this year, huh? Yep. Yep, that's true. Let's pedal a little bit more here. Somebody asked me about the differences between the Stellar Falcon and the City Robin X. Yeah, they are kind of different bikes, for sure. I mean, even the handlebars, you know, one's curved back, this one's more straight across, right? The feel is different, yeah. I think the motor on the Stellar Falcon is a little more powerful, yeah. And you know, the tires are different and everything. The Stellar Falcon has a slightly wider tire. This was actually designed so you can do off-roading and also be on the road. City Robin X Plus is probably better suited for street riding, in my opinion. What about the Solar Sparrow? The Solar Sparrow is a belt-driven model. Has no gears, it's a single speed, I just say it that way. Single speed, no extra gears on there. It's belt driven, it's a 500 watt motor versus the 750 watt on this bike. Yeah, you can do 28 miles an hour on that thing too. It's gonna take it a little longer to get up to that speed. This one will react quicker, of course, but it's really designed for two different people. The person who says, you know, I've got more hills to climb, I got more odds and ends to deal with, I'm going up and down different terrains, yeah, you want the Stellar Falcon. But if you're, you know, just doing like what we're doing right now, just riding around the neighborhood, yeah, Solar Sparrow would be a nice choice. It's quieter, it's easier to deal with, there's no gears to deal with, right? So yeah. It's for different people, you know, it depends on what you want to do. 7:25. We'll go another 10 minutes because that'll be 7:35 at that time. And I think that's about the time when the accident occurred. You could see already how much darker it's gotten here. Yeah. 10 more minutes, it's probably going to be pitch black out here. Well, okay, not pitch black, but you know what I mean. There won't be much of anything to see. So you know. Let's take a left over here. Interesting day. Yep. Feels nice though, I tell you, to having that coolness on you. I tell you, it's hotter inside than it is outside. It really is, you know, when you're in your house, sometimes it's actually hotter. And sometimes you open up the window and there's no breeze coming through, so it doesn't do us any good. It's gotta be colder than this in order to get that cold air in, but there's no breeze coming through, it just kind of sits there. But man, when you're on a bike, it just blows up against you. You can feel the coldness almost. Let's pedal up a little bit here. Yeah, Stellar Falcon's motor is a little bit louder than the Solar Sparrow. Solar Sparrow is a quieter bike in general. When the motor on this one goes, you can hear the whine, the motor whine on it. A lot of people have mentioned this in the past. I've gotten used to it. I don't know. I think it's a matter of just getting used to it. But if you want a quieter motor, yeah, the Solar Sparrow would be the one to go with. It's a less expensive bike too. Yeah, I wouldn't suggest going on any major streets at night. I mean, if you're doing what I'm doing, you're talking neighborhood streets. There's not going to be anything here. I mean, to me, this is the type of riding I enjoy doing, riding on streets that I don't have to compete with cars. Yeah, well, I mean, we're lighting up the street pretty well with this light. This is a pretty decent headlight that's on this bike. It's interesting to see the 25-mile-an-hour sign blinking. It's coming off of my helmet. Yeah, there's no way a car can't see me. The only way they can't see me is sideways. Now, the front headlight has some side lights too, kind of like overhangs a little bit so you can see it. But really, from the side, you're less noticeable. This is why your tires should either be striped with a reflective surface, or if you don't have that, you should have those things that are on your spokes so that they can see that it's rotating, you know, the reflector. So when their light hits it, when a car's headlight hits it, then they can see, oh yeah, I see the tires spinning, so I know it's a bike. Otherwise, how would they know? Sideways, that is, right? Now, here's another thing you could do. You could turn your head and look at them. I have blinking headlight on my helmet. If I turn and look at them, they would see the blink. That is one way to do it, right? Turn your head towards that side. Let them know you're there. It's 7:30 right now. We'll go another 5 minutes. It'll be around that time. But I think it's pretty dark already, as you can tell. We've just been going in circles, by the way. I'm sure you can tell, but just in case you can't tell, you know, sometimes the angle of view is not right for you, you can't really tell. But we've just been literally going around in circles for this entire ride, going to different areas of the neighborhoods. Yeah, it's getting chilly. It's definitely getting cold. That sun drops, you can feel it. I think it's supposed to get down to 64 degrees, but that'll be a while before it cools down to that level. All right, I think once we make our turn and find a good spot, I'm gonna try to change the camera to the super night mode. I'm curious myself to see if super night mode on this camera does anything for us at all, or if it looks exactly the same, but I'm not gonna do it on this street. There's too many cars on this street. We'll move forward, we'll find a spot, and then I'll make the changeover. I'll have to stop the camera to do it, but I'll pick it back up in the editing so you'll see it. Let's go here. Pull off to the side here. Okay. Okay, I'm back. We are now on super night mode for the DJI Action 5 Pro. So the only thing I did is I just changed to the super night mode. Timing hasn't changed that much. I stopped for maybe, I don't know, 30 seconds to make the switch over. You have to turn off the camera, I think, to do that, because I had it on quick record button to start it, so I had to turn it off first in order to make the switch over. You'll know what I'm talking about if you actually own one of these things. If you don't, it doesn't really matter. People have got their Halloween decorations out already. Do you guys notice any difference? Let me know if you notice any difference. If it seems less grainy to you in the darker areas or not, I don't know. You tell me. Or does it just look like one big night scene out here to you? Well, we'll both see it when we see it. Yeah, I won't know until I do the edit, of course. Let's turn this way. Anyways, I appreciate you guys following along throughout this entire ride as I'm doing the nighttime riding here. Thank you to Ufree as well for supplying bikes for me, and the other manufacturers who also do it as well. But we're taking the Ufree out tonight. Yeah, I wanted this one because I knew that this has a very bright light. I know that from history. I've only done a handful of night videos. The very first one I ever did was on, I believe, on the Ufree City Robin X or X Plus, one of those two. Don't remember which one it was. And it's basically the same light, okay? So I knew that we had good low light ability because it had a nice bright headlight. You gotta stay safe, you know. But yeah, thank you so much for sticking it out for the entire ride. And put some comments below. Let me know what you think about this whole situation, you know, what had happened for the kid. Okay, we're gonna be into a street that I don't want to go into. I hope there's a side street I can turn off on. Yeah, there is. Okay, good. If I go all the way down, then I'm at a 40-mile-per-hour zone street. I don't want to do that. So let's turn off over here. Yeah, let me know what you think about that. If I remember, I'll put a link to the article about it as well in the description of the video, so you can read it yourself. And then, yeah, if I remember, I'll try to put a ending video link, so you can just click on it to see the review of the helmet. So if you're interested in one of these Unit 1 Aura helmets, just save some dollars using my affiliate link and use the discount code that I have there for you. Appreciate that too. All right, have a good night. Appreciate you guys watching. Talk to you next time.